It is so great to see my next guest back in action. He's going to be taking on Santiago Ponzinibio at UFC 269 on December 11th. It's Geoff Neal back here on the program. Jeff, how's it going, man?
Good, man. I'm just chilling. Just got done with a workout, about to take a nap after this interview.
Good stuff. Don't want to cut into nap time, so we'll keep this short. But first and foremost, let's start with UFC 267. We just had that on the weekend. 268, I should say. Getting my numbers mixed up. But big fight in your division, obviously. Usman, Colby. What did you think of the fight? And, what did you think of some of the scorecards we're hearing after the fact?
I thought the scorecards were accurate. I don't think anybody messed up. I didn't really pay attention. I knew Usman won. You know what I mean? Colby showed a lot of heart. You know what I mean? I didn't think the first two rounds he was just getting beat up, and I didn't think he was going to try to come back and do anything. And he came back in the later rounds and made it a competitive fight. I enjoyed it, just like the first one. I enjoyed that one too.
Yeah, it was a really good fight. Actually, kind of what I was referring to is there's people I've seen who thought Colby won. I'm not one of them, so I know it was close. 3, 4, and 5, a little bit closer. But are you surprised to hear people saying Colby, should have edged it out? Or at the very least, they're saying a draw because of that second round.
I mean, depending on your bias, you know what I mean? Like if you're a Covington fan, like I can see why you would think he won that fight. You know what I mean? I'm looking at the fight as just a competitor. I didn't care who won the fight. You know what I mean? So from what I've seen, Colby didn't win. He didn't get blown out, but he didn't win.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Let's get back to you. Great fight here in December. Great opponent. I remember the last time we spoke sort of after the Neal Magny fight, I know you'd mentioned that, you wanted to take some time off, maybe some lingering health issues. How are you feeling now? How's the health? How's everything going into this fight?
Great. I feel great. You know what I mean? I did take some time off, chill for a little bit. You know what I mean? Went on my first vacation ever.
Did you really? Where'd you go?
Well, I went to Hawaii first. And then,
that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, just like I've been grinding for like 10, 11 years, you know what I mean? And I'm like, damn, I have not taken a vacation. So I just took a vacation, relaxed a little bit. But, like the time off probably did help my health a lot, instead of just constantly just fucking banging the hammer and wearing my body down. It took some time off, and I feel awesome. I feel amazing. Now,
did you really take a vacation, Jeff? You didn't hit up Max Holloway or anything to do some training? Did you actually relax this time?
No, I really relaxed. Like, I mean, I was in usually if I go anywhere, like I'm always like in the gym still working out. Like the whole time I was on vacation, I didn't even want to look at a gym. Good. Like I was like, nope, no workout room. I didn't bring no workout clothes. So there's no way I was going to work out.
When did you take the vacation?
Legit, like I think the week after the Neal Magny fight.
Oh, good.
Like I think I left on the Wednesday of the next week.
Awesome. That's great. When did you find out about this fight? It seemed like you got a decent amount of notice, full camp and all that, right?
Yeah, about a month ago. Yeah, I've known about it for a minute. I just haven't said anything, you know what I mean? But I knew about the fight like weeks before it was even public. So I've known about it for a little bit.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Safe's the one who sort of handles all your fights, right? You don't really have a manager. You sort of go through him, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I do have a manager. He is the manager. So it's like I don't have one of the, you know what I mean, Iridium, you know what I mean, like that type of management agency. But our coach is the manager. He works everything out.
Well, and it's easier, right? That you don't have to make 2 phone calls, you make 1, right? To check with the coach and all that. So, and I know there's a few other fighters at your gym that sort of have the same thing. I guess you just, if it's working, why change it, right? And Safe's one of the guys who's, obviously paying attention to what's going on in the industry as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Your last 2 fights, I know, tough opposition. Is there anything you took away from those last 2 performances that you're bringing into this fight?
Just, you know what I mean? I got to go like those last 2 performances. I really just didn't, I don't know. It's like a mental thing. I was in there. I just didn't care. I was just chilling. You know what I mean? I got to be more aggressive and just, I don't know. I'm so happy that we're fighting in front of fans. You know what I mean? That's probably going to play a big dynamic in my motivation and my drive. Like, like fighting in that Apex is boring as fuck. I don't want to do that ever again. Mm-hmm. Hopefully my next fights are all going to be in fans, in arenas, you know what I mean? I like that uncomfortable feeling, you know what I mean? Just in there with the crowd screaming, you know what I mean? I love that. And that's what I've fought 10 years of my life for, to get to this point, to fight in arenas like that, you know what I mean? I didn't fight 10 years of my life to fight inside of a quiet little arena with nobody in there but UFC people, you know what I mean? Granted, I love them. I love the people that work for UFC, but I don't want to fight in front of y'all. I want to fight in front of the fans,
Yeah, no, very well said. Let's talk about Ponzinibio here. 28-4 record. What do you know about him? How do you feel like you match up against him here?
He's a tough opponent. You know what I mean? We have a lot of I'm not a lot. I know I could name off two at the top of my head that we fought two of the same people. You know what I mean? He knocked out Neil Magny, and I knocked out Perry. You know what I mean? He granted I lost to Neil in decision, but he took Perry to decision. So I mean we match up pretty well. We have kind of the same style. The only thing different is he's southpaw. I mean I'm southpaw and he's orthodox.
Right. Absolutely. Do you feel like, Li Jingliang, with the fact that he knocked out Ponzinibio, expose anything about him at all? Do you even look at that fight, or do you just say, hey, we're different fighters?
I mean, it happens. You get knocked out, you get caught. You know what I mean? Him knocking Ponzinibio out doesn't, it's no discredit to Pons. You know what I mean? It's not like Ponzinibio was getting beat. If he was getting his ass whooped before he got knocked out, then I would say something. But it wasn't one of those type of things. It was just one of those things like he just got caught and went to sleep. It could happen to anybody.
Well, do you also factor in the fact that, he's had, some gaps in his career due to injuries, due to some health issues as well, and, coming into this fight, and he's getting a bit older. I mean, he's not a young welterweight in the division.
Yeah, I factored that in too. Wasn't that his first fight coming back?
It was, yeah. Yeah.
So like, hey, you know what I mean? You never know, like his reaction time might not have been there, so I really don't, I have looked at the fight, but I don't look at the fight, to judge him as a fighter. You know what I mean? I just look at it to see if he's doing some of the same tendencies that he's been doing his whole career. And that's about it.
Training camp, anyone different for this one as far as training partners or usual cast of characters?
Usual crew. Nothing new over here.
Yeah. Who does that mainly include? Charles Bird. I'm trying to think of some of the heavier guys at the gym, right? Because, obviously there's guys like Miles and Steven Peterson. They're sort of lower weight classes, but who are you mainly getting to work with?
Right. For this camp, it's one of my training partners, Jules. He hasn't made it to UFC yet. We got Ramiz. I've been working with Alonzo. I get some mitt work with Bird, but that's pretty much it. You know what I mean? A little small crew, and we've been grinding.
Yeah, no, it definitely makes sense. And always got to ask this as well. Just, are you still working your server job, or did that? Because I know you're sort of on and off with that. In terms of doing something else outside of training.
Yeah, no, I have not. No, I haven't went back since after the Mike Perry fight.
Gotcha.
Actually, no, I went back after Mike Perry fight. I haven't been back since the Wonder Boy fight.
Right. Yeah. And again, just to clarify for people, I always have to say this every interview, but like, you chose to go back to make some extra money. People are like, oh my God, Geoff needs the money. That's not the case. It was just that you have that option. If you ever want to go back and make a couple extra bucks on a weekend, you have that, sort of that at your disposal, so to speak.
Yeah, and yeah, I do need the money. I need, but I don't need it like that. You know what I mean? You always need money. You know what I mean? I'm not a millionaire. You know what I mean? So I'm not getting all this passive income. So it's like, I might as well work while I have the time for it. You know what I mean? So, but honestly, if I do get a job, it can't be serving no more. Like, I'm burnt out. I did it for 10 years straight, and there's no way I can do it again. Like, I'm done.
Yeah. And the other thing I forgot as well, when we talked about this last time, was that, they were short staffed because of COVID and all that. So you're kind of like helping them out as well. So that was another thing. Sure. Just, got to clarify that, because again, there's people out here who want to say, oh, fighters aren't getting, whatever. So there you go. Weight cut. Is that going well ahead of this fight? How's that going leading into it?
It's going great. I ain't gonna tell you my weight right now, but
no worries. That's fine.
Good. Yeah, I'm ahead of schedule right now.
That's good. I guess the only bummer about this fight is that, Thanksgiving's coming up, right? So, you got to kind of maybe put all the food in the freezer.
This is my third year doing that. So like,
oh, is it really? Okay.
Yeah. It was Mike Perry in 2019, Wonder Boy 2020, and then we got Pons this year.
So you should move to Canada. Our Thanksgiving's in October. I don't know if you know this.
Yeah, I'm probably going to do that.
There you go. Come out. It's all good. It's great.
Thanksgiving in October, just like, hey, we're doing a Canadian Thanksgiving this year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just getting the tradition, wear some red or get a maple leaf on or something like that. That would work out well too. Your corner, I imagine Coach Safe will be in there. Who else will be in the cage with you that night?
Got my coach from back home, Kruka Seb, and then I'm still working on the third corner, but we'll see. It's always the usual, same gang.
How do you envision the fight playing out on December 11th?
I mean, honestly, just like, especially this fight, it's either gonna end in the first round or the second round, or it's gonna be like a 3-round battle. So it's really no secret to this fight, like, especially with his style. Like, it's like, I say that, but it's like, that's what's going to happen, because he's not one to shy away, and I'm not one to really shy away. You know what I mean? I like to come forward. He likes to come forward. So it's fireworks. You know what I mean? Somebody's going to either go to sleep or somebody's getting hurt, so that's the way it's going to be.
Where does a win for you over Ponzinibio put you? Does that kind of put you slowly back on the track you were kind of before the Wonder Boy fight, or what are you sort of thinking of the implications of this fight?
Honestly, I just got to win this fight. I don't think it's going to do too much for me, depending on how it depends on how it goes. But as of now, like, I get the dub, and then I'm going to have to get another fight. I might have to, I don't know who ahead of me is going to want to fight me. We'll see about that. But right now, I'll probably win that fight, and I'll still be, actually, I'm not, yeah, I'll still be at 11. I'm not going to jump up in ranking, but I'm just going to secure my spot in the top 15 and have to fight somebody else.
How many more fights do you have in your contract? I feel like, was it the Wonder Boy fight where you signed the 4-fight deal? I was trying to remember.
This is my third one, so I got one more.
So kind of a big fight here, right? Because you renegotiate on the last one.
Yeah, for sure. So exactly. So I got to go out there and I gotta smash them and get paid, get some more money.
And does that add a bit more? Just, there's a little bit more on the line, and also obviously the losing streak as well. I'm sure that adds, a little bit more to this fight, or do you just approach it like any other fight?
Just like any other fight, there's always you're always on the line. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Whether that's your career, your health, your dignity, your pride. You know what I mean? It's always on the line. So it's not a different feeling. I know what's at stake, but I like the pressure.
We talked about UFC 268. A week before that, we had UFC 267, and one of the names that everyone was talking about was Khamzat Chimaev. What did you think of his win over Li Jingliang, to come back after COVID and everything else?
Honestly, that was like the first win that I was like impressed with. You know what I mean? Like, I was just like unsure about him. You know what I mean? But like after seeing him, like I was like, oh, like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't say that he's not good. You know what I mean? He is good. You know what I mean? I don't know how good he is still. You know what I mean? I don't know if he fought Usman tomorrow, will he beat him good? You know what I mean? But he is good, and he does deserve to be a top 15 welterweight.
Derek Brunson, I don't know if you caught his comments, but he kind of, was kind of throwing some shade at your division, saying that, look, a lot of these welterweights are not calling out Chimaev because of the fact that they don't want to fight him. And as a result, Chimaev's sort of shooting up the rankings a bit faster than other people. Do you agree or disagree with that? What are your thoughts on that?
I disagree for sure, because a lot of the welterweights are already matched up, first of all. Yeah. Second of all, you don't know the negotiations going behind it just because welterweights aren't sitting out here. Neil Magny's been calling him out for damn near a whole year. You know what I mean? So we can't say people haven't been calling him out, but you don't know about none of the negotiations. Like, you're a middleweight. Worry about middleweight. You know what I mean? Yeah. Don't start this narrative, this negative narrative on our division. You know what I mean? We're supposed to be fucking coworkers. Don't sit here and try to start a negative narrative on us. Like, the hell, like, mind your business, bro. You know what I mean? Worry about what you got going on.
Do you think Chimaev's performance sort of puts him in that contender spot with what he did to Li Jingliang? Because we haven't really seen Li get finished like that before. Or do you think he needs a couple more fights?
One more. I mean, if he gets one more and if he has one more fight and he dominates and finishes the fight like he did with Li Jingliang, I can't say his name. I'm just going to not
Li
do
Jingliang. Yeah, you're close enough. Yeah.
If he dominates a fight like he did like that again, then yeah, I would say he could, you know what I mean? He might deserve that. But as of now, no, he needs to fight again.
We were talking about Derek Brunson, who's a middleweight. Someone who used to be a middleweight because he changed his mind during fight week was Paulo Costa. What did you think of that whole thing where just midweek during the fight, he's like, we're fighting at 205. That's it. No questions asked. What did you think of that whole thing? And would you have handled it the same way Marvin Vettori did, where he's like, all right, we'll do it. But, what were your thoughts on that?
I don't know. That was just so weird to me, and like how that was really happening, like. And then did Marvin get a percentage of his purse?
He did. I think he got a little bit of a kickback. Like, he definitely got some more money for doing that.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, like, Marvin wanted to fight, like, was Marvin supposed to say no and not get paid? Yeah. Like, I would have took the fight too. I'm like, man, fuck it. Like, I was going to fight you anyways. I don't care if you're 20 pounds heavier. Like, like, we already signed the contract. Let's just get it done. Then now I don't got to cut weight either. So that's a win-win for me too. Like, you don't got to cut weight. Cool. I don't got to cut weight either. So what's up?
Yeah. Well said. Last question before we get out of here. You still playing any video games, or is that off limits for fight camp?
Oh no, I've been playing video games. I just, I got a PS5 and, I've been staying off of Call of Duty. This is like, it's getting annoying. There's a lot of hackers and shit on it. It's starting to get played out. I just downloaded Call of Duty Vanguard. I haven't played it yet, but I've been playing like God of War on my PS5 right now. And nice. I just like PS5 because they have like a lot of exclusive games, and it's like more of like a single player RPG vibe. So I've been sitting there doing that.
How's it balancing video game time with your girl? Because I know it can be it's a fine balancing act. Even I have that with my wife.
Ooh, yeah, it's tough. You know what I mean? Because like
it's probably a hard negotiation sometimes, right?
Yeah, it's super hard. You know what I mean? But I'll have nights like sometimes I just want to play my video game at night. We'll just sit down, we'll eat, we'll sit and watch Netflix. But the next day, I'm like, shut up. I'm playing my game and shit. She's like, but babe, I'm like, no, I'm playing my game. Last night we sat and we cuddled, we did all that lovey-dovey stuff, but now it's about me.
There you go. Geoff, always appreciate it, man. Looking forward to this one. UFC 269, December 11th. Anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media, I'll give you the last word.
Just thank everybody. I'm working on sponsors right now, so I don't know who to shout out. But you know what I mean? Just thank my teammates and my coach, you know what I mean? And the matchmakers and Dana White for giving me another opportunity. I'm excited to put on the show. This is a perfect fight, a perfect matchup, and I'm not going to let nobody down.